All right. Good morning. How you doing? How's everybody doing today? Hopefully there's no background noise in this. If there is, I guess I'll just have to redo it. Nobody around here cares what I'm doing. They just want to make all the noise they can around there. That's why I was kind of hoping this thing would start making me some money by now, but it ain't gonna happen. Uh, YouTube ain't letting me do it. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, so we've got a new film coming on. It's kind of an interesting action thriller film, and there's a love story involved in this too. We got the Borne Identity. Okay, so in case you haven't seen this movie, I'll talk about it. Basically, tell you the plot and see what's going on. See if I can get through this. It's a great action movie. It's also a discovery movie because he has to discover his identity. He lost his memory after he tried to assassinate a guy on the boat, got shot twice, got picked up by a fishing trawler. Didn't know who he was at that point. And this is Matt Damon was a star in this, which is pretty good. Matt Damon turned out to be a pretty good actor, unlike others that we can think of that are doing kind of weird things. Anyway, so what's going on is he and Matt Damon ends up on the docks trying to figure out who he is, and he goes to the consulate or goes to the bank to get the money that he had an ID in his back of. He left the gun, cleaned out the safety deposit box, got all the money he needs to run around. So he turned out to be a rich guy, a bag full of money on his shoulder. Had to go out a weird window, third floor or something, dropped the bag because he was going to go around, go down the easy way, so he had to go down the hard way to get the bag. Then he ends up, looks like I need new batteries in that. That's good. It did pretty good. It did, he ended up crawling down the side of the building and getting his bag and walking down the alley and met a girl to get a ride to France, I think it was. Anyway, so they did a lot of globetrotting over in the European district with this. She talked all the way there, which I thought was kind of funny. And she ended up being, they stopped for gas, and she ended up being the girlfriend, lover, whatever, at the end of the movie. So it does have a romantic quality to it. They went to stay at her friend's place, and it turns out that he was home, figuring that he wouldn't be home for the holidays. Turned out to be a pretty good, fun time there because they got to blow up propane tanks and shoot guys and chase his own type of people to find out more about who he was, protect the family. Then he sent her off with the family, and his handlers, the CIA Black Ops program, Treadstone, ended up trying to track him down after they realized he was loose and not on a leash no more. And they didn't realize that he didn't have his memory. So Jose got some twists in that, running around doing nothing. And it turns out to be a pretty good movie. And I don't know what's going on with this thing. But it turned out to be a real good movie. I liked the stupid thing. Yeah, I'm only 3 minutes into the movie, and I pretty much talked through the whole thing. Well, so he ends up fighting with the people, or the CIA Black Ops Division people, to stay free. They chased him to Zurich, Switzerland. The safety deposit box he emptied out was in Zurich that I told you about. They had to climb down the window. But, he had an apartment there. He had an apartment in France, and he had apartments all over the place. That he had 3 or 4 different passports, which you'd expect from a spy movie. They had a pretty good setup on the way this thing worked. He run all over the Eastern European colonies over there for protecting this woman and child, and woman and her friend's childs and presents. And this one actually did real good for a movie that came out in 2000s. Most of the movies that come out in the 2000s, especially the 2013 and 14s, really just suck. They're not worth taking girlfriend to watch and anything like that. So he ended up checking out yachts because he had to scope out the guy that he was after. He set up a hunt for the guy he was after on his yacht. So he's out there with his family trying to get away from all the stress of being a kingpin, a greedy drug kingpin for sex trafficker, all that fun stuff. So he's out there, and for some reason, Matt Damon, or the character Matt Damon plays, couldn't kill him. So he ran off the boat, got shot twice by security, ended up floating in the water, and then the Secret Service, I forgot about that, the CIA, ends up killing the target broad daylight with a long-range rifle. So, they do that all the time. The CIA does that all the time abroad, and I think sometimes in the U.S. too. Which there's a couple people they should go after right now, and they're all in the White House. But we're not talking about that on this channel. That's going to be on George Luffrey Talk on Rumble. I'm not putting it back on YouTube because they'll just eat alive and take down this channel too. Since this one's been up since 2016, I'm going to stick with it. Maybe make it a hiking channel or something and do the rest of the movie reviews because I'm going to have it switched over for when I run out of movies, because I'm not going to be able to afford to buy all these movies all the time to do movie reviews on the new ones, unless this channel takes off and you guys subscribe, like, and make it I'm back certain, make it real, make it pay, which I don't think it will, but there's not enough people watching this thing. I got total the last time, I think it was like 720 people watching. Well, it was 290 people watching one video, and they don't get that. It's usually 20 or 30, maybe 40 most of the time, because I'm talking about stuff they don't really care about anymore, movies. So I'll have to switch over to something else to make this work right. But that's just the way it goes. I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles. If you figure out which movie that is, put it in the comment where that quote come from. But and one of his apartments in France, Marseille or something like that, they have a big old fight in the apartment, and Matt Damon wins. So the guy wakes up and decides that he's blown and runs out the window and kills himself, jumps right to the ground over the balcony with no problems, just kills himself, takes himself out of the thing, out of the equation, because he was about to get it interrogated, and he's not supposed to give up any secrets. So the easiest way to do that is take yourself out if you can. Yeah, jumps to his death. Yeah, boop. So they were blown several times throughout this movie. They had to change her hair color once or twice throughout this movie. They were running from the police and everybody else, and they did all kinds of fun stuff in this crazy ass movie. And yeah, somebody will report me for that too, but I don't care. I'm getting to the point where I'm just going to start saying what I'm thinking, and to hell with YouTube and their mothering women. Gotta live without them nowadays. Anyway, so this movie was done by Universal Pictures. It came out in 2006, it came out January 6, 2002, not 2006. I got that all backwards. Mistransposed some numbers. Then it came out 6 days, January 14th in UK. So it first came out in Los Angeles, and then it came out all over the United States. I don't know why they did that. Do that. localize the release. They should just release it wide. It ran 119 minutes. It's United States and countries. It was released in the United States and Germany. Uh, yeah, and they spent 60 million making it. It made 214 million at the box office. So I think that one did pretty good. I kind of liked it. It was a great movie to sit and watch with Dad and the family. It was one of those things that it's just one of those great movies. Universal Pictures hits it right once in a while, but not lately. I don't even think they know how to do it right now. Anyway, so we'll go ahead and get off of this thing, and hopefully you all come back and watch some more videos here. Make sure you watch them all, at least all the way through, no matter what they're about. That way you can tell me in the comments below if I did something wrong, like putting a blade on backwards, which never happened, by the way. So I put the blade on, went out and used it. It worked just fine, just the way it was when I put it together in the video. Anyway, have a good one. We'll talk to you later. Be safe.